Hey everybody, this is Mr. McKee again with Net 226. Today I'm going to be going over Packet Tracer 10.1.5, which is use CDP to map a network. All right, looking at our topology, it's pretty basic. Right, we have like a local admin PC, switch one, an edge router, and then we have out to the have a WAN connection out to remote branch office. All right. And what we're going to be doing is we're just going to be using CDP to figure out how that remote branch office is set up, is configured, and all that. All right, we will be, if you look at the addressing table on the left, we have just the edge ones interfaces in there, but we're going to be setting up everything for the remote branch office in that addressing table also. All right. Objectives, we're going to map a network using CDP and SSH remote access. All right, a senior network administrator requires you to map a remote branch office network and discover the name of the recently installed switch that still needs a IP to be configured. Your task is to create a map of the branch network, office network. You must record all of the network device names, IP addresses and subnet masks, and physical addresses, physical interfaces interconnecting the network devices, as well as the name of the switch that does not have an IP address. To map the network, you will use SSH for remote access and the Cisco Discovery Protocol, or CDP, to discover information about networking, neighboring network devices. Because CDP is a layer 2 protocol, it can be used to discover information about devices that do not have IP addresses. You will record the gathered information to complete the addressing table and provide a topology diagram of the remote branch office network. All right. So what I did and what I do in my classes, you guys probably have something different in your courses. Here is like, I just download the instructions from Netacad, but I go through here, and for this, one of the requirements is going to fill out the addressing table with all the IP addresses from the remote branch office. All right, you have that. You have a couple of questions to answer. I think there's 7 total. All right, so I just mark everything with the answer where you need to answer stuff, so it's easier to see. Let's see, a couple more questions there. Matter of fact, number part 2D, that's actually where you're going to put in your all the information in the addressing table. I just consider that another question. All right, and then a couple more answers there. And then at the very bottom, draw a topology of the remote branch office network using the information you gathered using CDP. I assume that you would do that through, I'm going to do it through Packet Tracer. All right, I'm just going to make another cloud connection right there. And this just shows everything squashed together in the cloud icon, I guess you would call it. But they want you to actually put all the local topology into a diagram and then do a screenshot of it. That's how I'm going to do that. So in this case, I'm actually going to, I usually don't show you guys the instruction sheet completed, but I'm going to go through and we're going to complete that together. All right, because this is a little bit different setup than normal. All right, so I've gone through all that. All right, the local and remote administrative username and passwords are as follows. Local network is there. Branch office network is there. All right, so part 1 is use SSH to remotely access network devices. And in part 1, you use the admin PC to remotely access the Edge 1 gateway router, which is right there. Next, from the Edge 1 router, you will SSH into the remote branch office. On the admin PC, open a command prompt. So that's weird. All right. You will use admin PC to remotely access the Edge 1 gateway router. Then from Edge 1 router, you will SSH. I guess you could SSH from either of those to the branch office. Well, yeah. We'll find out. All right, so open up admin PC. Go to command prompt, type in SSH, option L, admin 01, and now that's the username. Alright, and the password, probably just Control C. Alright, so SSH, option L, admin01 username, and then the IP address of the host you want to access, which is 192.168.1.1. It'll ask you for password. Let's see if I can right click this, paste. Alright, yeah, lets me do that. Alright, so we're logged in Edge 01, so we can do show run, and that shows our configuration. Alright, so that's good. And that enables SSH. Just a side note. Alright, let's see. So notice you are placed directly into privileged exec mode. This is because admin01 user account is set to privilege 15. So it has elevated privileges, as shown right here. Alright. Alright, use the show IP address, use the show IP interface brief and show interfaces command to document the Edge 1 router's physical interfaces, IP addresses, and subnet masks in the addressing table. Show IP interface brief. So up here we already have gigabit 00 is on that. Local interface and connected neighbor. Right, so that's already configured. Alright, serial 000 going out to the internet. 29. Wait, what? That is not right. That's weird. Alright. So let's go ahead and open up this. Alright, so we're going to do, I'm going to do all these in red too to make them stand out. So the IP address of this interface is 209.165.200.5. And it says also to use show interfaces. And if you want to, I know this is a whole bunch of stuff to look at, but if you just want to do it like that, and then you go to serial, get back to my answer sheet. All right, define the subnet mask. Here's serial 000. All right, it's up. There's the IP address that we just put in. All right, /30, which is a 255.255.255.252. All right, more than likely router-to-router connection, because that gives you 4 possible addresses and 2 usable addresses. All right, I'm going to make both of these red. I'm going to, let's see if I can do this, format painter. Well, let's see if I can. I don't like the way that looks. Where's my line top? Some format painter of that. No, I didn't want to do that. All right, well that looks a little bit better. So we've answered this right here. Make that red. All right, we need to do the subnet mask for serial 000, or I'm sorry, serial 001. So we gotta go more. There's that right there. All right, where's that? All right, it gave me an IP address, so where is the... Let's do a show IP. Oops. That's so weird why it gives us that IP address and it's down, unsigned. Branch edge. This is like a scavenger hunt. All right, let's see. So I can't look at it. So the IP address would be right there, but right underneath hardware. But anyways, I'm going to assume this is 255.255.255.252. If that's not right, we'll go back and change that in a minute. All right. Oh no, you know what? Serial 00. Okay, I understand now. It's saying that that's probably the branch edge router. All right, so we just can't see that. Local interface and connected neighbor, ISP. So actually, more than likely, the ISP is here and here somewhere. On the other side of this, you'd have an edge 1 going to the remote branch office, which is, this is connected to the serial 001 of the ISP. So maybe that, I'm gonna leave that the \30 there for right now, but we'll come back and see. All right. All right, so we did that. From edge 1, all right. So I guess you can do edge 1 there, or go into edge 1 here. It's SSH. To access the remote branch office at 209.165.200.10 with the username branch admin and the same password as above. All right, so SSH Sorry. All right. 209.165.200.10. All right, we have connection because that's for password. I wonder if I can still paste that. All right, yep, my password was still in my clipboard. All right, so we're in branch edge. After connecting to the remote branch office, what piece of previously missing information can now be added to the addressing table above? That's a good question. Well, I guess we can say this is branch edge. There's a lot of assuming going on here, but I'm going to assume that this is going to be this branch edge. All right. Oops. All right, so I'm assuming that's that. I'm going to make this red. Make everything else red. Okay. And my format on these is not working that great. All right, so I fixed my formatting on there. And that formatting is just messed up because it was a PDF document I opened up in Word and then saved it as a Word document. So that creates some issues. All right, so let's go back to here. All right, and after connecting to the remote branch office, what piece of previously missing information can now be added to the addressing table above? Well, I made the name of branch edge device there, so that would be the answer to that too. All right, so okay, so part 2 is use CDP to discover network neighboring devices. You're now remotely connected to the branch edge router. Using CDP, begin looking for connected network devices. All right, so issue the show IP interface brief and show interfaces command to document the branch edge router's network interfaces, IP addresses, and subnet masks. Add the missing information to the addressing table to map the network. All right, so let's do a show IP interface brief. Okay, so we have a gigabit Ethernet 00. All right, that's a local. All right, serial 001. All right, let me get back to my instructions. And those are up. All right, everything else is down. All right, so branch edge 0001. Yeah, that's where they got that 209.165.200.10. All right, so and we'll verify that that is a 252 in a second. All right, so let's copy this. Copy, paste. This thing look a little bit better. All right, right that. Branch edge. So gigabit 00. Or I'm sorry. Is that right? Yeah. So 192.168.3.249. We don't know the subnet mask of that yet. And don't guess on that either, because that going to create some issues there. All right. So let's do a show interfaces command. All right, now what we can do is match this up and it starts off with gigabit 00. All right, so 192.168.3.249. It's a \29, so we know that that's a 255.255.255. Now .0 would be 24, so we're adding what is that, 5 more bits to the network address. So 25 would be 128, 26, 192, 27, 128, 192, 224, 240, 248. Okay, so 248. Yeah, because a \30 would be 252. So 248 is 29. All right. And this is going to be gigabit 00. Local interface and connected neighbor. All right, we don't know the connected neighbor yet. So we got that. We didn't really know the subnet mask of it yet. All right, 209.165.200.10. All right, \30 is a 255, 255, 255, 252. More than likely that's connected to another router. All right, so we got that. Now let's see what they got. Security best practice recommends only running CDP when needed. So CDP may need to be turned on. Use the show CDP command to display its status. And funny story, I see this when I do packet capture. I see CDP running on my switches in my lab, but I probably need to turn it off. All right, so let's go to branch. So wait a second, I was right here. They don't log me out. All right. So let's log back in. Paste. Okay, so we want to go back to privilege exec mode, Control C. All right, I'm going to show CDP. All right, so CDP is currently not enabled. You need to turn on CDP, but it's a good idea to only broadcast CDP information to internal network devices and not external networks. To do this, turn on the CDP protocol and then disable CDP protocol on serial 001 interface. So let's do config T, CDP run. So that starts up CDP interface serial 001. No CDP enable exit. Whoops. Well, I did end, but yeah, exit would work. All right. Issue the show CDP neighbors command to find any neighboring network devices. Check CDP neighbors. and there is nothing listed. And now it says note there, it may take some time for CDP updates to be received. If you see no output from the command, use the fast forward time button several times. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. Let's go back, up arrow. Now we're getting some stuff. All right, so right there, this shows us what our little codes are. All right, but we have a branch firewall connected to gigabit 00. All right, so in here, local interface and connected neighbor, we're connected through gigabit 00, and we're connected to branch firewall. All right, so that gives us some good stuff to know. All right, and then probably I'm going to assume that we're going to be putting branch firewall info in there. All right, so that's that. Local interface, that. Compatibility, it's a router. It's a 1900 series router. Port ID, local interface, and port ID. I'm going to assume that that's the branch firewall's local interface. So I'm going to do gigabit 00. All right. And the question is there a neighboring network device? What type of device is it? What is its name? On what interface is it connected? Is the device's IP address listed? No. All right. So pretty much you can just answer all those by putting the information in the addressing table. All right, find the IP address of the neighboring device used. Oh, to find the IP address of the neighboring device, use the show CDP neighbors detail command and show the IP address. All right, so let's go back here. Show CDP neighbors detail. All right, so there is the branch firewall. Its IP address 192.168.3.253. So we put this in here, 192.168.3.253. Subnet Masks doesn't really tell us that yet. It's local gigabit 00 is connected to the branch edge router. All right. Let's take that out. All right, that looks good. All right, and some other info. There's its software version. All right, stuff like that. All right, so we're good there. All right, let's see. We showed that. Aside from the neighboring device IP address, whatever piece of potential sensitive information is listed. So you can see all that information right there. All right, so vulnerability-wise, sensitive information, if you know the version, software version, also you know that it allows SSH, because it has the K9 in the software version name. All right, so let's see. So that answers that. Now you will know the IP address of the neighboring. Now that you know the IP address of the neighboring device, connect to it with SSH in order to discover other devices that may be its neighbors. To connect the SSH, use the same remote branch office username and password. All right, so we want to do SSH L branch admin is the username, and the IP address of that is going to be the 192.168.3.253, 192.168.3.253. All right, password. Did it say the password? And I should have that in my clipboard already, so I'm just going to right-click paste. All right, so I'm in branch firewall now. All right, so we're accessing everything from the admin PC. All right, we access the edge router, the router on the other side of this, which was the branch edge, and then the branch firewall is where we're at right now. All right, so after successfully connecting with SSH, what does the command prompt show? Well, it shows that we're connected to branch firewall. All right. Okay, so you're remotely connected to the next neighbor. Use the show CDP neighbors command and the show CDP neighbors detail command to discover other connected neighbor devices. All right, so show CDP neighbors. All right, so we can see that branch edge is on the outside edge. All right, we already have that one recorded. Now we notice that there is a switch BR floor 2 connected to our gigabit 01, and that's 2960 router, and it's connected to its gigabit 01 interface. All right, so let's go ahead and record that. So branch firewall gigabit 01. All right, we don't know the IP address of it yet. We don't know the subnet mask. All right, we know it's connected to gigabit 01. All right. The connect neighbor is SWBR floor 2. All right. So we know we'll probably have this one. Control copy, control paste. And it'll have a gigabit 01 interface. And we don't know but you know what, let me see. All right. Okay. That should be all right for now. And now let's do our show CDP. Come on. Neighbors. Detail. branch edge. All right, that really doesn't show us a lot. All right, so from here I want to do, we're on branch firewall, but we want to do show IP interface brief. All right, so there's some IP addresses. So let's see, firewall gigabit 00, we know that IP address is right, okay. Gigabit 01 is, right, 192.168.4.129. Don't know the subnet mask of that yet. Okay. Same thing, we do show interfaces. All right, now we can go through here and figure out our subnet masks for our two interfaces. All right, gigabit 00 /29, which that's 29 also, so we can copy this. All right, then the next one is gigabit 01, which is right here. That one is, all right, that IP address looks right. 25, which is 255.255.255. .0 would be a 24. A 25 would be 128. All right, so that should be right. Okay. Everything else is off. Okay. Okay, so neighboring firewall, we have the branch edge and switch BR floor 2. And switch BR floor 2 is one. Let's see. So it's connected to this interface to switch floor 2's gigabit 01 interface. All right, so let's do this. Let's go SSHL, then branch admin. I'm going to try to go to all right, so it took I had to push pause because it took a long time for this right here to show up. When I do show CDP neighbors detail, switch BR floor 2, it wasn't showing up with its IP address. And there was no way to figure out its IP address really. All right, it was just showing up with branch edge, which is the outside, the branch router for the remote branch office. All right, so now that we know that, let's see if this makes more sense. 4 and 32. I'm going to put it here for now, but this is still not going to make sense. Let's see, 4.132. All right, let's just leave that there for now and put it in parentheses. All right, so floor 2 is going to be on our gigabit 01 interface. Branch edge is on our 0 to 0. All right, so those are right. But let's go SSHL to branch admin, and then 2.168.4.132, and this will take us to our switch BR floor 2. All right, I should be able to right click, paste, maybe. Nope. Let's copy it again. Control C, paste. All right, now we're in switch BR floor 2. All right. So let's do our show IP interfaces. So looking at this, the only interface that's configured is VLAN 1. Okay, so that's actually going to be VLAN 1 interface. Make it SVI, that's fine. And let's do a show run. Because what we want to find out is, all right, there's our subnet mask for it. 255.255.255.128. And then when we're here, let's do a show CDP neighbors. All right, so we have a branch firewall. Make this a little bit bigger. Our local interface, gigabit 01. Is going to the branch firewall. Fast Ethernet 024 is going to switch BR floor 3. And gigabit 02 is going to switch BR floor 1. So I'm going to do switch BR, and I'll show you guys my addressing table after I got it updated. BR floor 3, that's interface F024. That wouldn't have an interface. Floor 3. Alright, so we have switch BR floor 1. Floor 1. Floor 1 is at 1 gigabit 02. Doesn't have an IP address. Zero 2. Switch BR floor 1. Alright, so far that's what I have. I'm gonna rearrange these, but it's getting there. Okay. Gigabit 02. Alright, now what we gotta do is go to go to show CDP neighbors. Let's do detail. Alright, so branch firewall we know. Okay, so we're on switch floor 2. Alright, so switch floor 3 is going to be 192.168.4.133, and switch floor 1 is going to be, it doesn't have an IP address. Okay. Alright, so I'm still trying to figure this out. And this is definitely not best case scenario, but this is if overall this packet tracer is if you don't know who's your neighbors on your network and you don't know IP addresses, this is a way to find it. But this is definitely complicated. I had to take a break and rest my brain for a minute and then come back. Alright, so let's do copy this password. So that's not working. 192.168.4.133. 4.133 should be switch BR floor 3. Okay. branch admin S3 CRE7 case P at 55. Oh, there we go. No, it didn't work. So why is it not working? SSH L branch admin S3 CRE whoops SE CRE 7P at 55. So it doesn't let me log into it. Let's exit out of that. What can I ping? 192.168.4.133. Alright, so I'm pinging it, I just can't SSH into it. Maybe it doesn't have... SSH should be configured though, because it's letting me do branch admin for... It's asking me for a password. CRE 7P at 55. Alright, so it's not letting me in there. But what I could do though, no, floor 1 doesn't let me in there either. Switch to... Maybe that's all I need, really. Let's look at this thing. These are all the things I've found so far. And it just logged me out of that SSH connection. Alright, switch floor 2's SVI is that. So we're in there already. And let's do a show. Show CDP neighbors. So that's your SVI. It also is connected to floor 3 through F024. Alright, and then gigabit 02, it's connected to switch port BR floor 1. Alright, so that's fine. So if I can't get into let's see if I can get to switch port floor 3. Neighbors detail. Okay, so switch port floor 3. I gotta get in that. It doesn't specifically tell me that that's the SVI, but that's the SVI. I know that. And floor 1. Switch 2. Gigabit 02. Let's go to floor 1. Let's try SSHL. Last shot, let's see. Oh, I'm putting in the wrong thing. Duh. Branch admin. That's probably why. Let's see. Floor 3, 192.168.4.133. Password is the same. Copy that. Paste that. Nope. Branch admin 192.168.4. Why is that not letting me in? Alright, so branch firewall is on one side, switch floor 3 is on one side, floor 1 doesn't have an IP address, can't connect to that, but I should really be able to connect to this. Let's try to fast forward time a little bit. Branch admin S3 CRE S3 7P at 55. All right, so what is the deal here? Okay, after troubleshooting the issue with switch BR floor 3, I've just figured out that I just can't log into it, and that is an issue to answer all the questions. But now, let me show you guys one thing. Alright, so I've organized my addressing table the way it should be, alright? And obviously, since I have the instructor manual, I verified it's right. But here's the problem. Now if I go back, and I'm going to go back, let me just, you know what I'll do? I'll go through here and I'll go ahead and just reset this whole activity. Alright, there's that, this. Alright, so let's start from scratch up here. Alright, so we're going to do a fast forward time, and this should be way quicker because we know the answer. Alright, go to command line. Alright, so if I do SSH L admin 01 192.168.1.1. Alright, password, and I'm going to copy and paste these passwords. Alright, Control C. Right click paste. Alright, we're in there now. Alright, let's do SSH L branch admin 9.165.200.10. Alright, password, same, paste that. Alright, so we're in branch edge. Alright, we're not going to issue our interfaces because we already did that. Let's do a show CDP. Alright, it's not turned on. Let's do configure terminal. Let's do CDP run. Alright, let's do interface serial, 0001. No CDP enable. Alright, exit. Alright, now we'll start getting our information for our addressing table. And then what I'll do is, alright, so we're on branch edge, which is right here. Alright, show CDP neighbors. show CDP neighbors. All right, so gigabit 00 is our neighbor. S001 is turned off. All right, so we know it's gigabit 00. If we do a show CDP neighbors brief, oh, what does it show? Show CDP neighbors detail. And is it there yet? All right. So we know there, this right here is 3.253. Fast forward again. Alright, so branch firewall would be this one. 192.168.3.253. Connected to gigabit 00. We do show IP interface brief. Alright, we know branch edge 001, that's the IP address. Gigabit 00 is 249. Alright, we know this is going to firewall. So we do Control C. If we do SSH L, and we're going outside now. Branch firewall. Branch admin. And we're going to this IP address. 92.168.3.253. Alright, paste that in. Alright, we're in branch firewall now. Alright, right there. Let's do a show CDP neighbors. Alright, branch firewall. Gigabit 00 is going back to branch edge. Alright. And gigabit 01 is going to switch floor 2, which is right there. And if we do show CDP neighbors, what is it, detail? And as long as it shows up, let's see, switch floor 2. So branch firewall is connected to switch BR floor 2, which is right here. All right, 192.168.4.132. All right, and then branch edge, which is going back into the network, connected to 3.249. All right, right there. All right, so now if we keep going, let's see, switch floor 2, SSH L, branch branch admin. Go to that IP address of, whoops, too many windows open. Nope, not that one. This one. All right. So we're going to remote log into floor 2. 22.168.4.132. Alright, paste. Alright, we're in floor 2. Alright, so floor 2 is here. Alright, we already know this. Well, we know the IP address, not the subnet mask yet, but we can figure that out now. So we do show. We do a show run. There's our subnet mask for SVI, which is on VLAN 1. Alright. So we do show CDP neighbors. Alright, we see we have 3 interfaces. Alright, so disregard this interface because we already know that's SVI. So gigabit, and these are on order, but on this thing it's not in order. Alright, gigabit 01 is going to branch firewall. Alright, and all these interfaces are the same. It just says local interface. That's local interface. Alright, so verify. Gigabit 01 is going to branch firewall. Gigabit 02 is going to switch BR floor 1. That's right. Alright, F24 is going to switch BR floor 3. Okay, we know that. Alright, and then from here we want to go to show CDP neighbors detail. And here's where the problem lies. Alright, switch BR floor 3. I can't log into that. Alright, so we have floor 3 has that IP address. Floor 1 does not have an IP address, like it doesn't have a SVI configured, so you can't log into that. So what I would want to do is do SSH L, and I want to do, I always forget the usernames, branch admin, and then it's SVI, which is 4.133, 192.168.4.133. Alright, I definitely have SSH configured because it's allowing me to try a password. Right? You see the password doesn't work, and that's the problem. Because if the password doesn't work, you can't figure out what, you can figure out what this interface is, but you can't figure out what this interface is. Alright? Because if you don't have a picture of the topology, you can't figure that out. And then floor 1, you can figure this out because switch BR floor 2 is connected to switch BR floor 1 through the this interface. Alright, but you can't actually figure out this interface. Where's that? Floor 1 going to floor 3. Right? You can't figure that out. Anything between floor 1 and floor 3 you can't figure out if you can't log into floor 3. Alright? I just kind of like bypass that and put in the stuff, but just realize you can't figure this out and you can't figure this out. So without having access to the SSH into switch BR floor 3, it wouldn't work. Alright, but since we know that, because I'm kind of bypassing it since I'm already at an hour and 10 minutes, the last thing we need to do is actually configure what remote branch office is going to look like. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down here, and I'm just going to get a cloud, put it on there. Actually, what I could do, let's see. Excuse me. All right, let me configure this topology. Now, looking at this, we're going to do everything for remote branch office. So, branch edge, branch firewall, 3 switches, 4.1, 4.2, 4.3. All right, so let's go ahead and get down here. Need a router. And for this, it really doesn't matter which one, but I'm just going to put one of those, one of these. All right. That's my firewall. 3 switches. Switch, switch, switch. All right, so now this is going to be branch edge. Whoops. Oh, I can't do branch edge. How about branch dash edge? Nope. Okay, let me do branch underscore edge. All right, there we go. Branch edge. I want to do branch underscore firewall. All right, I want to do switch SWBR for 1. I just put an X on the end so it's not the same. Switch BR for 2 X. Come on, I want to do that. Switch BR for 3X. Alright, so now we need to figure out how these are connected together. So like that, like this. Now looking at this, alright, branch edge, it goes from a routable address, serial address, which we're not going to worry about the serial address, but branch edge, it's gigabit. It's gigabit 00, goes to firewalls gigabit 00. Alright, like that. Okay, the firewall gigabit 01 goes to switch 2's gigabit 01. Alright, kind of like that. These don't have to work, by the way, they just have to be configured correctly. Alright, so on switch 2, switch 2's gigabit 01 is going to branch firewall, that's fine. Gigabit 02 is going to switch BR floor 1, switch BR floor 1, gigabit 02. Okay, good. So gigabit 02 to gigabit 02. Gigabit 02 to gigabit 02. Alright, and switch BR42. F24 is going to switch 3 is F24. F24 to F24. And then finally, switch BR floor 1, gigabit 01 is going to switch BR floor 3's gigabit 01. Alright, and that's the one we don't know about. Gigabit 01 to gigabit 01. Now we fast forward it. Obviously, you don't have a broadcast loop, so it's doing spanning tree protocols blocking this interface. But that's pretty much what you got. And the thing, we knew everything about this except for the connection from here to here. We're just it's hard to assume that if you don't know what it looks like. But if I could log into through SSH into switch BR floor 3, I could do CDP and be able to figure out that, okay, I have a connection between here and floor 1 switch. Alright, anyways, this video is like way longer than I expected, but that happens sometimes when you have to troubleshoot issues. But what you can do here for a screenshot, just click on that, Control Print Screen, and then open up your this right here. Right, all that should be filled out. You should answer these questions, which I went over. Alright, and then right here, Control V. Alright, go through here, format picture, crop. Alright, you can crop that out. You can crop the bottom out. And then there you go. That's all you need to do. Just go ahead and upload this, and you need to upload a screenshot of your .pka file in this too, but literally the only thing on here that it's grading is whether you turned on CDP and restricted it on that interface. Alright, so upload those 3 files and you should be good to go. Alright, thanks for watching.